Okay, we took care of a lot of the things that were kind of crappy in our approach, but there's one thing that still sucks, and that's the fact that we are using a singleton. You should never try to use them. They should always be a last resort and never like the ideal solution to a problem. So is there another option? The big issue at hand is that over here in TaskQueue item, we need a length calculator here. So how can we get this length calculator into the TaskQueue item? Well, why don't we just pass it as a constructor argument and store one as a reference? Who's going to own it? And there's really only one place where we manually create a TaskQueue item ourselves, and that's here in TaskQueue. Let's see. That's right here in TaskQueue item reset, where when we reset the root item, that's the only place where we actually create one ourselves. Every other time that one gets created, it's here in refresh sub items, and we're not doing it here ourselves. This is happening. This is getting called automatically. So that's who should own the length calculator, the TaskQueue container. Right, so let's do that, and we'll just pass it as a constructor argument after the undo manager. So let's make it happen. Let's move to TaskQueue item.h, and let's forward declare it so we can use it as a reference. Struct length calculator, and let's add a reference member after the undo manager. Length calculator. Now we can use it. We don't need this anymore. We can just do length calculator dot get. Get longest name like that. That'll work. Now we can stop this from being a singleton, which means we don't need our destructor either. Goodbye to you. Goodbye to you. And let's see. These guys can disappear. That's good to go. I'm glad to see that go. And now that means in our main.cpp, we can get rid of this line. And now since it's, now we just need an instance in our TaskQueue item, our TaskQueue container. So let's put one down here. We can put it down. Where can we put that? Let's forward declare it first of all, and make one as a unique pointer. Struct length calculator, and add one down here. Std unique pointer length calculator, like that. All right, now we just need to make an instance of that in our container constructor. Where is that? This file's getting a little full. Let's see, TaskQueue container constructor. All right, we can just put that up here at the top right after our components are made visible. Length calculator equals std make unique length calculator. Now that we have one of these and we want to pass it, we just need to update our constructor in TaskQueue item to accept it. It's this guy right here. So length calculator, later reference LC, and update our CPP file right here. Length calculator LC, and initialize the member. Length calculator LC. And then is there anywhere else? Let's see, that refresh sub items is gonna need it. So we can pass that after our undo manager. Length calculator. And then there's one other, I can't quite remember. Let's see where it is. Let's let our error messages tell us where. It's in TaskQueue container somewhere. Oh yeah, right there. This one we need to get it. Like that. Let's see if that does it. All right, let's run it. Everything should still work and be the exact same. All right, cool. Let's add a subtask. This is a subtask. And let's make the text super long. Cool. And delete it. Awesome. Everything still works as expected. And no leaks. Excellent. All right, let's do a little bit of testing. One thing we haven't checked out is how this works with really long nodes. So let's just add a bunch of subtasks and see what happens. All right, and subtask, and enter subtask, and subtask. Okay, so one thing it's not doing is it's not scrolling. What's going on with this scroll bar thing? It's not scrolling to the most recent one. Let's make one of these just like really long. Okay, and we'll just indent, and indent. And let's make this a little bit longer. Okay, look at that. It's cutting it off. So that's strange. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And if we add a subtask to it. Okay, so this is strange. It's not scrolling down to the new one. And then it's also, it's not showing the full name. It's not, let's see if we keep adding subtasks. If we keep adding this. Let's see, let me just add a bunch here. All right, and if I make this the child of that one, what's this gonna do? Okay, so this task is not longer. The name of this task is not longer than this one, but if I give it a really long name, it should be further to the right. So it looks to me like what's going on here is that it's not taking into account the indentation when it's comparing the names. So let's go over here to our utilities.cpp, and I think that's with this comparison right here. Right, we're running our comparison. Let me, I'm gonna add a breakpoint right here and see if it figures out. I'm gonna change the tree a little bit, get rid of this node, and let's see what our result and winner lengths are. Okay, so our length is 252 for our winner, and our length for our result is 324. What is our tree? Can we look at this? This is always such a pain. Does this have the name? That's not where we look for the property. Properties, values, elements, name, value, name. What is this name? It's just name. That's not what we want. We want the value. Type, value. Let's see, this would be a string object. That's not helping us at all. That's because all this stuff is like heap allocated. Okay, this was totally a dead end. But we know that, let's see, our indent is, our indent here is 2. So this is indented further than that one. I don't think this is helping. Let's see. Oh, here we go. We're getting some stuff. So our indent for our result is bigger than our old one. Let's see what the, this is 392, and our old indent was, our old one was 263. So let's step in a little bit more. Oh, look at this. Okay, so our result has an indent of 358 and an indent of 9. Let's see what the actual winner ends up becoming. Okay, so this winner right here is 358 and 9. Is that ever going to change? Let's see, it's still 358 and 9. Can we step all the way out? Let's just step out. Step out, step out, step out, step out, and step out. Okay, so our winner right now is 392.3, and we saw that the at one point we had like an indent of 9 and not a length that was this long. So it seems to me like it's not including the indentation when it computes this. So we should make it do that. Let's do result.length and then add our indent amount, result.indent times indent size, and do the same thing here, winner.length plus winner.indent times indent size, and we'll see if that takes into account all of this indentation, because we can clearly see that this is a shorter length than this one, but it's further to the right. Like we can already see that like the indentation is going to be more. Okay, so let's just press play and quit, and then rerun, and it should fix it. Let's see. Based on the tree that we recreated here, this is the one that's stored to disk. Oh, I still have those breakpoints. Let's get rid of those and play. Did it do it? It did it. Awesome. Okay, so this is the one that has the longest name now. So that's fantastic. All right, so that takes care of that bug. All right, so that means that we get to go over here to our main component and check off. Did I remove this already? Task text is squeezed. Well, it's officially taken care of now, so I'm gonna add that on here. Task text is squeezed. Done. Fixed. Done. Gone. And let's add one. Creating a task should auto scroll to keep that new task in view. All right, awesome. Let's do a commit because we tackled a bunch of really good stuff this time. Switch to fork. Got a lot of changes to deal with here. Let's see. Fixed a lot of stuff. Specifically, task text. Task text is no longer squeezed. Let's see what else we did. Okay. That's all we did in main components. We can stash that. What happened in main? We did lots of refactoring. Refactored a lot of disk related stuff to utilities. That's what was going on here. Okay, what else happened in here? This is in utilities.h, we can see a lot. Okay, so refactored a lot of disk related stuff. Made a length calculator. Right, that's important. That's important. What happened here? Okay, that was just removing the get num completed. That's part of this task text no longer squeezed and the refactoring. Same thing here. Fixed label. Task text is no longer squeezed. Label text is no longer squeezed. Oh, that's part of the same thing. What am I doing? Okay, that's the same thing. Okay, we added the storing of tree completed property. Task info widget will be on there. That's going to be on there too. Let's see, that's going to be here. There's our, we fixed our selection monitor. Here's our, we also wrote a tree saver. Wrote a tree saver. And what else did we do? Those are the big things for this guy. Yeah, there's our implemented new and load button. Implemented new and load button. What else do we do? That's just the widget thing. Task info widget. Let's make a added. Okay, this is a create default task. This was like utility type stuff. All right, so that's all very well and good. And then we added what to do if no settings file or default task exists, or if a file you're trying to load doesn't exist. We added that. That's important. All right, awesome. So that's a big commit. That's a lot of stuff. Probably should have broken it up into smaller chunks, but it's all good. Okay, let's commit that.